Hi Mish, how are you
Hi,
doing?
Medhat. How are you? All right?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. How's your day
Sun?
been?
Enjoying the sun?
Definitely enjoying the sun. Yeah, it's been lovely. Yeah.
It's good. It's good.
Thank you so much for joining us. You're our second indie author interviewee, which is exciting. For our indie author interviews, which is just getting insights, advice, and like the stories from indie authors.
Absolutely. Fantastic. Thank you very much indeed. And I'm very, very happy to be here.
Yeah, great. I'm happy that you're here too. So yeah, let's get started talking about your trusted thriller series. That's been a big project for you. Why did you start writing it?
I started writing it because I've always loved spy fiction. And I really grew up on the Ian Flemings and the Jean Le Carre and all those kind of Robert Ludlum type stuff, and I just loved it. But I also love Asimov, and I love Arthur C. Clarke, and all those kind of giants of sci-fi. And I wanted to bring those two elements together. And I thought, well, I can do this with a vehicle that actually merges political espionage with really kind of metaphysical sci-fi. So not the kind of space opera type stuff, not the kind of like shooting things in space and all that kind of stuff. It's not like that at all. It's totally different. It's very interdimensional. You don't feel like you're in sci-fi at all. It's actually quite political. But I wanted to do something like this because, to be quite honest, it hasn't, as far as I can see, it hasn't actually been done before. But there is a wide audience of people who love sci-fi, who love actually metaphysical sci-fi, and they also like spy fiction as well. So that's why I thought I'm going to have a go, and it's something that has been developing over the past year or so. The very first book came out 17th of April 2019. That was The Trusted, and on the 17th of April 2020, the finale, The Sum, came out. Exactly 1 year hence. And although I wasn't very well and I had pneumonia, nothing was going to stop me from getting that out. So it has been a project filled with love and filled with great expectations. And I hope I've delivered. And I know quite a lot of readers are loving it a lot. And there are more readers that are searching the pages with certain trepidation, thinking, what the hell is this woman on? But it's all fun.
It's all part of the fun. Yeah, for sure. No, it's brilliant. It's so brilliant. And I think that's something that really appeals to so many readers is the fact that it does kind of cross over into different genres and really combines into this new thing that I'd certainly hadn't experienced before. And that's all part of the excitement. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, obviously things like you've got Altered Carbon, you've got Stranger Things, you've got the Boys, and all the kind of Marvel stuff as well, which is kind of like treading around my genre a little bit, so that there is that acceptance of this kind of genre fusing, but because it has lots of steamy sex in it, ultra violence. It's been called the guilty pleasure because people can read it maybe in a in a plastic in a paper bag, brown paper bag.
I mean,
Anyway.
yeah, there are some scenes you don't want to be reading with someone looking over your shoulder on the train, maybe. Yeah.
Well, it depends. It depends where this is really going to go.
Yeah, brilliant. And yeah, how does that feel to have the sun out there?
It's a wonderful feeling, actually. It's funny because when you come to the end of something, it's kind of like the end of, you've been nurturing this thing that you've been growing, and it's been adding to your life, and you've been adding to it, and there's this kind of symbiotic element going on all the time. And then suddenly you come to the end and you think, where do I go now? I mean, it's actually quite analogous to, when you have a child and you take that child on the first day to school, you're actually letting go. And that's kind of like what I've done with some. I've let everything go now. That's it. I can't kind of like have any control over it anymore. That's it. It's actually finished. And I've got to let it take its life of its own through the readers, through the audiences, and just see what happens. But it is a wonderful feeling in terms of I've written the final words, finally, the end. Because on each one, it's been part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5. And every single time, even with the resonance, which most people thought, okay, that's it, it's ended, and I pop up again and I say, no, this is not the end. Well, actually, not quite. I keep doing that to people. And some fans are like, what is this woman on? Why is she doing this to us? This is torture. And now I've actually put it to bed. I've put it to rest. And I won't say any more because I don't want any spoilers. But it is a ride and a half. It is something that none of the readers who have just finished the Refracted, which is actually book 5, are going to have any idea what's going to happen in the sum, because everything flips, 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 flips. What you think you know, you don't. Just like in tradecraft, what you think you know, you don't. Always be aware and always be alert, because that's how I write. You've got to have your wits about you when you think what I write.
Yeah, I think that's very true. Yeah, definitely. Have your wits about you. It's good advice. Yeah. I mean, yeah, one of my favorite reviews of your books calls it 007 on acid with aliens. I think that's brilliant. I mean, would you say that is that accurate? Is that a true description?
It's dead accurate. It is dead accurate. I'm sorry to say, it really is dead accurate, because you think that you're actually reading maybe a spy novel. The spy novel takes into its velocity, suddenly goes like that, and you really do feel like you are holding on for dear life. And then suddenly there's these interdimensional kind of beings, aliens, and you're like, wow, because the technology that we see in like the Bond movies, we love. I mean, everybody's grown up with the Bonds and the uncles and all that kind of stuff, amazing tech. But I take it to the next level. I take it to a level that's like, what the hell? Quantum bombs, nanotech, strange mind-altering drugs. Oh, but weird stuff. And the ride itself is actually like, you're experiencing all kinds of strange stuff. And it does feel like it's on acid because it is speeding through continuously.
Yeah.
And it's a very, very true kind of like description, if you like. The other really good description, which is quite well used by my fans, is actually Bond meets the X-Files. It is a bit like that as well. Or Bourne meets the X-Files or something like that. Yeah. So, but yeah.
Combining these two elements, right? And in a shocking, exciting way. So.
Shocking, very, very shocking. I mean, I must say here and now, if you are easily shocked, okay, if you are sensitive, if you're a cozy reader, stay the hell away from my stuff. Because I'd rather not have you tread in a path and then, wrap a review that hits me.
Or, once they start down that path, they won't be able to stop. So they
Well,
might change
it
further. Who knows?
it depends. I mean, if you really want to go into I cannot be responsible for this addiction because it is a literal addiction. Somebody wrote on one of the reviews very recently, COVID-19 lockdown flew by. He just read book after book after book after book, and my God, the poor guy must have had a strange effect on his brain, but he loved every second of it.
Brilliant.
if,
Yeah.
if lockdown's getting to you, this is the reading that you need.
Yeah, it's certainly going to help you escape your lockdown situation.
The
Yeah,
Lockdown Library is the Trust Thriller series, ladies and gentlemen.
that is, I love it. Yeah, brilliant. Oh, cool.